Most of the moments that shape us don't announce themselves. They arrive disguised as ordinary, a sharp comment, a difficult email, a conversation that turns sideways before you've had time to brace. And in that small pause between what just happened and what you do next, there's a question waiting. A question that has very little to do with the moment itself, and almost everything to do with who you are about to become inside of it. Welcome to One Question, a short weekly reflection to help you reconnect with your body, your values, and your truth. This week's question is, who do I want to be in this moment? I have been in rooms at work, in friendships, in my personal life, where I knew I was right. I had the data, I had the clarity, I had the better argument lined up in my chest ready to deliver. And I could have pushed, and I would have won. And in some of those rooms, not in all of them, I'm a person, not a saint, I caught myself mid-breath and asked something different. Not, am I right? Not, can I win this? But, who do I want to be in this moment? To this person, on this team, in this relationship, in this company? Because I've noticed something. Being right on its own doesn't always leave me proud of myself. Sometimes I am right, and I am also small. I am right, and I am also cold. I am right, and I have used my rightness like a sharpened thing, and the person across from me has gone quiet, or the room has gone quiet. And what I have won has been barely anything. The question, who do I want to be in this moment, is not a way of abandoning the truth. It's a way of remembering that how I hold the truth is also a choice, and that the how is often what people will feel long after the what has been forgotten. This is something philosophers and psychologists have been pointing at for a very long time in many different languages. Aristotle taught that character is not built in the big dramatic moments. Character is built in the small, repeated ones. Each time we choose patience over reactivity, generosity over scorekeeping, dignity over the win, we are not just making a decision. We are casting a quiet vote for the kind of person we are becoming. Aristotle called this practical wisdom, the daily, granular skill of acting in accordance with who you most want to be, when no one is watching and no one is grading. 2,000 years later, Viktor Frankl, writing from inside the unimaginable, came to a related conclusion. The last of the human freedoms, he said, the one that cannot be taken from us under any circumstance, is the freedom to choose how we respond to what happens to us. Between what just occurred and what we do next, there is always, however narrow, a space, and in that space lives our humanity. Modern psychology has refined this further. Researchers study what they call moral identity, and they have found that when our sense of who we want to be is brought into focus, even briefly, even by a single internal question, we behave more in line with our values. The very act of asking, who do I want to be, shifts something. It pulls us out of reaction and it puts us back in the author's chair of our own life. But here's the part that often gets missed. The question is not only a thought, it's a body event. When you are in the middle of a difficult moment, a heated conversation, an email that arrived all wrong, a confrontation that you didn't see coming, your body is already moving toward a reaction. The shoulders rise, the jaw locks, the breath shortens, the chest tightens. You are poised like an animal to respond before you have even decided who you want to be inside the response. The philosopher Eugene Gendlin called this the felt sense, the body's way of holding what is happening before language has caught up. And he taught us that if we slow down, even for 3 breaths, we can ask the body a question, not just the mind. So before you respond this week, try this. When something arrives that you want to react to, pause. 3 breaths is enough, and then ask, not from your head, but from your whole self, who do I want to be in this moment? The answer will not always be loud, but you'll feel it. The body knows the difference between the version of you that is acting from fear and the version of you that is acting from your values. The truth is, most of us don't get to choose what happens to us day to day. We don't choose the email. We don't choose the colleague who undermines us, the friend who disappoints us, the conversation that turns, the conflict that arrives without warning. But we do, almost always, get to choose who we are in response. So this week, when something asks more of you than you expected, pause before you answer. Don't ask, what should I say? Don't ask, who's right? Ask quietly, who do I want to be in this moment? And then be that person. Thank you for joining me for One Question. If you notice something flinch in you as you listened, a relationship, a recent moment, a version of yourself that you're not proud of, let it be a beginning, not a verdict. We get to choose again and again who we want to be. This is the practice, and that is the gift. Who do you want to be in this moment? Until next week, be kind to yourself, trust your gut, and always ask better questions.